we probably don't have young Nicholas around for this session, as he is finishing charge in for someone else's campaign. And knowing young Nicholas, that can take anything from 3 hours to 8. So even though he started at 5, he will probably be some time. He did say he might swing by to spectate. But
how very dare he?
We're not going to.
That's fair.
Other than that, in the meanwhile, we have Cameron Nebty schlorped due to a work engagement.
Fucking going to Centre Parks. Fucking brings home COVID and then just goes, bye! Goes fucking Centre Parks.
Not salty at all.
I'm just grumbling because I can.
And finally, we have retired the director, as Ollie wasn't really gelling super well with mummies.
Sad.
It is sad, but better that he calls it than that it becomes a whole thing that he doesn't want to do every week. So, then we have yet to see what new small C chaos your Nicholas will bring when he gets given a character. So, let's have some reminders from our now quite distant last session. Cammy Nebty is huge. Oh, she's schlorp now. Dog is a good boy. Debatable.
No, I'm pretty sure.
Anaki skipped bodily across the Nile.
Yes, I did. I was like a fucking skipping stone.
Yep. In fact, I think we ended with you in midair. Everyone but Anaki is hopped up on pillar juice.
Oh, yeah.
The hostile mummy is wearing a scarab necklace vessel. Wait, do I have notes on that? Maybe. I might have something somewhere. Yeah, it's wearing a scarab necklace vessel. Adirus wants to burn the hostile mummy, which is slightly difficult, as our next reminder is underwater fight sequence, which I think was Adirus and Neferet Nebty.
No, it was not. It was Karaneptis and the director versus the mummy.
Yeah, Cameron Nebty and the director. Yeah. Okay, so I guess they're unsupervised down there now then. Dog is tired, and you're on your way to see the Pharaoh.
Oh yeah, you called your hippo dog.
Dog the hippo, because one of the few memories she still has is of being a child with a dog named Hippo. Okay.
I wonder if it's a bounty hunter as well.
God damn it. Well, it's dead now. It's been 1,600 years. Best case scenario, it might be in your tomb, but not alive.
I mean, I came back. Hippo can come back too.
Who knows?
You can just force it to come back.
I mean, that is also true. I think animals can leave ghosts in Chronicles. And I guess, technically speaking, there's nothing, because your soul affinity means that one animal in every death cycle is, one animal in every descent cycle is predestined to be bound to you. So, who's to say that they're not the reincarnation of your old dog, Hippo?
Aww.
So that does make it more confusing that you've named Hippo the dog, and he is now a hippo.
I don't know, makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah, I don't see the issue.
It's only confusing if it's the same dog, and it's only confusing for the dog.
Nah, the dog is
not confusing for anyone else.
I don't know if the dog remembers its past lives.
Well, then it's not confusing for anyone.
Well, technically speaking, I don't know if the hippo remembers its past lives. You see how confusing this is? Hippo the dog and dog the hippo.
But if we've decided that the hippo doesn't remember its past life, then it's not confusing for anyone because it's just a hippo called dog.
It's confusing.
Also-
it's confusing.
Also, I'm not sure the hippo fully understands exactly what dog means.
I'm not sure
It'll
the hippo
learn.
understands what hippo means. The hippo doesn't speak English. Well, sorry, the hippo doesn't speak Old Egyptian.
Doesn't really matter. You tell it what to do, it does it.
Yeah, exactly. And it's happy and joyful doing so.
It's the magic and the intent behind it, not the actual language.
So we currently have 3 action points then. We have Anakh Sun-Amun skipping across the Nile, about to impact the bank. We have Adiris and Nefret-Nebti on the thoroughly destroyed reed boat along with Dog, who is a hippo in this life. And now unsupervised underwater, we have the rival mummy who is escaping, presumably. But you do have their boat, so what do?
Did we even see where they went?
Yes, into the water. And the invisible pull that you all felt towards their necklace would also tell you, like, broadly where they are right now.
Okay.
Unless they've taken it off, but that seems unlikely.
I don't fully remember exactly why we attacked them, apart from... did they start it, or did we decide we were going to get the boat?
In no way started it. You wanted their boat, and were clearly, like, gaining speed piratically.
Didn't the other mummy attack us before we actually got to their boat?
Yes,
though?
they did attack you before you got to their boat, because they saw you speeding up, all looking hungry for boat juice, with your battle hippo bounding out of the water, and did not assume you were coming to
only 2 of us
friends.
looked hungry for boat juice, and I think it was the 2 of us that aren't here. I'm fairly confident. I can't remember.
I
the mummy's
remember
names, to be
listening to
honest.
this
I'm
recently.
fairly confident that Nikki didn't give a fuck, and Katya was probably distracted by Hippo.
Anakh Sun-Amun was being distracted by Nefret-Nebti. Nefret-Nebti was keen to have something to test Dog out on.
In full fairness, I think...
That's a fair point.
I don't think I told Dog to go for the boat before the storm happened.
And Adiris, you definitely did want the fancier boat.
I mean, I'm not...
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I'm not saying we didn't want the fancier boat. I am 100% sure we did.
I'm not saying that they didn't strike first, but they only struck first because they attacked with ranged weapons and you were clearly trying to close to melee. Like, it is not unheard of to preemptively fire on clear pirates.
No, that's completely fair. Honestly, I might have been confusing get nicer boat with the nicest tomb argument that was happening prior to that.
Yeah, that was definitely
Which I did not give a fuck.
Yeah. I am just trying to remember, like, were we only in it for the boat, or did we specifically want the necklace as well?
You were initially only in it for the boat, but the second you saw the necklace, you realized you had an undefinable longing for it, instinctively recognizing it as an object of old iron, an object of magical power.
And we want it.
We can't exactly just let a piece of iron go, right?
So just speedily... No, sorry. Keep discussing Mr. Sun. Are any of you Marquette?
Maybe.
Maybe, I don't...
let's check some
no, I don't think so.
Oh, no, I'm Sesha-Hebsu.
I'm gonna need to... Yeah, I'm Sesha-Hebsu as well, but I'm gonna need to run to the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Have fun.
Where's the... Wait, no, that's 40k PNP. Where did I put everyone's sheets?
Right, I forgot. They're not in the,
Yeah, they're not on Roll20. We've got to keep the PDFs.
Where the fuck did I put the sheets? Oh no!
We all sent them in Discord.
Yeah, but I had them on my computer.
Well, yeah, but I mean, if you need to, you can probably find it in Discord.
It's true. Just don't want to.
Oh, excuse me.
God, I've really thoroughly lost these things. They've got to be around here somewhere.
What was it you were after? You and my cat?
Yes, were any of you a Marquette?
Yes, I am.
I thought you were.
Okay, if you are a Marquette, you would be aware that your guild's favored artifact type is the amulet. Meaning that you can hold amulets, vessels, magical artifacts, without suffering from their affecting curses. Everyone else can get the benefit,
hell yeah.
but would also get the curse. You basically have special training in how to use amulets. For the two Sesha-Hebsus, they have the same thing but with texts.
Cool.
I already got a text. I can now see in the darkness and set people on fire with my eyes.
Isn't that your utterance? Yeah,
yes.
It was ancient Egyptian laser beams. Okay, yeah, no, so the difference is...
yes, but you gave it to me when I discovered some ancient texts.
Oh, yes, but that's not a text artifact. That's like...
Oh, okay.
So, think of it, I guess, like a magician's grimoire for your purposes, almost. It's not strictly speaking something that contains spells, but it might be something, for instance, for Katya, particularly exceptional work of fan fiction that inspires people to be particularly convincing when encouraging other people to hook up, because shipping stuff. But the curse for it might also be that it brings a complete obsession with getting two people together, regardless of the consequences.
Okay.
Hang on. Wait, what? Sorry, I'm back.
I was explaining how the artifacts work. Basically, there's multiple different types of artifact, but every guild is trained in one specific type of artifact, and every artifact has like a bonus and a curse, and only guilds that have like training in a specific type of artifact can use that artifact without getting cursed by it.
Cool.
So yes, what were we doing? You know what? Let's dice toss for it. John, call me odds or evens.
Odds.
Evens. Anakh Sun-Amun. You impact the bank. There is a.
I thought I hadn't impacted the bank. I thought I just kind of like stopped underwater, but not very happy about it.
Oh, what, you think you went lengthways?
Yeah, she
sure.
slipped across like a skimming stone, right?
Yeah, but if she'd gone lengthways, then she'd run out of momentum eventually before she hits a bank. And
I genuinely don't remember. It's up to you. I don't mind either way.
Time.
Well, which would you prefer? Did you want to collapse into the water or impact the bank?
Let's go with what I remember so I feel better about myself. So I'll go lengthways down the river.
Slightly muddy river at the end there, but you come to a skidding halt and realize that you have been cast clear of the storm. Your Sahu gently sinking into the water.
Do I know how to swim?
That's a very good question. I can't think there's that much call for it. Let's have a look at your sheet. Fuck, that is... God damn it, I don't have the PDF. I couldn't ask everyone to just wick me their sheets in the Wednesday group again, could I?
Sure.
Can do.
Entirely my bad. I managed to lose them all, and I don't know where they've gone. And they're going to turn up the second that I get these downloaded.
There you go.
Oh, for fuck's sakes, I knew this would happen. Just found Nikki's.
Have you just found them?
Uh-huh. I think I sent you.
I only found Nikki's and Sophie's, though.
Oh. I think I sent you mine last week as well.
I think you did. I don't think I got back to you. Okay, yeah, let's have a look at your sheet. Is swim a skill? No, but seal still is.
athletics tends to be swim in both World of Darkness and Chronicles of Darkness. If old rule used to be if you had 1 dot in athletics, you can probably swim, unless you have like character motivation or a flaw that says you can't.
Yeah, I mean, you've got a dot in athletics. We'll let you swim.
Okay.
Yeah.
My standard strength in regards to like a normal person. Does that mean that I can swim faster?
You have significantly below average strength for a normal person. An average strength person is strength 2, and you have strength 1. And
okay, fair enough.
You have currently not spent the pillar points to buff your attributes, so you're, I think, the only person still operating on normal stats right now.
Okay. Can I see the other mummy from where I am, or is the storm preventing me?
You can't see them, but your Kefir, your sort of spidey sense, but for artifacts, tells you roughly where they are. More or less a straight line between you and the heart of the storm. And then down.
Okay. How far clear of the storm did I get thrown? Reasonably far, or like just outside?
Not too far, maybe like between 10 and 15 meters. So clear, but not particularly clear. It's a very focused storm. But then it is obvious the supernatural.
In that case, I would like to swim to the shore and then start moving up the shore towards roughly the direction of the amulet where I'm sensing it.
Yeah, are you in any particular rush?
Not especially.
In that case, you sort of gently paddle your way over to the shore towards the eastern bank. And clambering out of it, haul yourself up into the sandy loam of the fertile land at the river's banks. It's not a fun day to be absolutely soaking wet. Though I guess you weren't wearing... No, you were wearing a shit ton of clothes, because you had the fancy ones. So, wearing your newly soaked-through linens...
Yes.
Like a trooper, you march on up the bank until you find yourself roughly level with where your Kefir tells you the artifact is, moving at actually a pretty rapid rate under the water. What?
Under the water?
Under the water.
Okay, so my bows and arrows aren't going to be particularly effective underwater, are they?
Probably not. I don't think you've got any dots in any, archery-related stuff anyway, actually, looking at it. Technically, I think it'd be firearms, right?
Would it?
Yeah, I think archery is a separate skill that replaces firearms in the earlier bookmarks.
Oh. I didn't know that, otherwise I would have taken that.
Is that what your survival was supposed to be, archery stuff?
No, I wanted survival, but I would have put some dots in firearms if I'd known. But I think I have some XP, so maybe I can put at least a dot in there.
Yeah.
In that case, I think I'm just going to follow it, but on the shore.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wearing any artifacts, so as far as you're concerned, it should be fine. It's not like it's going to sense you. It continues to move at a pretty decent above walking pace. You might call this something like a brisk jog, which is mildly impressive given it's underwater. Sorry, I got atted by someone. What are you hoping to get out of this, Anaki?
Literally just following them until they pop up out of the water or what have you. And then try and get the amulet.
Okay, fair. Well, it sounds like you're going to stalk them for a little while then.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stalk them until they show their ugly faces again.
Fair. In that case, in the heart of the storm, atop the boat, Adiris and Camera Nebti. No, not Adiris and Camera Nebti. Adiris and Nefret Nebti. The other Nebti.
Did you get out? I think so.
I'm still here.
Okay.
Sorry, did you say I was in the boat?
Yes, you're atop the other reed boat.
Okay, and Duty is not with me, is he?
No, he's not. It's you, Nefret Nebti, and Dog.
And whatever's left of the crew, I imagine.
Oh yeah, are there any humans left?
No, if you remember, well, 'cause I recently edited the last episode, and I remember what I said here, and I remember your response, John. There are no uninjured humans left. There are some heavily injured or dying ones.
Oh, how inconvenient.
You were much more gleeful about having people to torture last time.
Yeah, but I don't know if I'm competent at sailing, so that's obviously a slight issue.
It is a skill, so if you don't have it, and your two humans were dispelled rather early on.
I don't have it, so I don't know. Just gonna try and hold the course steady.
Oh, it's not really moving anywhere at the moment. No, Dog broke the shit out of the masts, and all of the oarsmen are dead. It's basically...
Oh, yeah!
I think it was also slowly sinking.
Oh, that's inconvenient. Fuck. Well, how close are we to a riverbank or to shore?
I mean, it's a wide river, but it's not that wide a river. You're not often too much more than a few dozen meters.
Look, we can fix up the boat. Let's just get it to shore and then go help Kara Nebtis.
Yeah, sure, let's do that. That sounds like a good idea.
Camera Nebti is currently slorped.
Oh, yeah. Okay, then let's go look for the amulet.
Okay,
let's try and get the boat to shore.
Yeah. Dog will help. I pat him to get to it. Give us a push.
Looks up at you with huge eyes, blinking a human fingernail out of one. Looks a little bit sad that he's being made to do more physical labor.
Oh, poor baby. You'll get to rest soon.
Yeah, that's what they all say.
Just feed him one of those injured humans over there.
He's eaten a good deal of human at this point.
I think he's tired, not hungry.
So, a little bit of extra work deserves a little bit of extra treat.
That's true.
He's eaten to satiation. At this point, if you feed him, he's going to get sleepier.
I said feed him after.
He's eating on his own schedule.
Okay, yeah, we'll have Dog push the boat in and then instruct the humans to attend their wounds and start fixing it while we go and deal with the other mummy.
Dog hops into the water, and though the storm would be a colossal problem for really anyone, he is still hopped up on pillar juice, same as his mistress. And accordingly, the strength 10, toughness 10, and what is it? It's the fucking stats in this game, goddammit. The strength, dex, and stamina 10 hippo is pretty well able to push you relatively easily, not only out of the storm, but to a nearby bank, leaving you with a smattering of not quite dead crew aboard the ship. Dog trudges out onto the bank and slops down into the mud.
Oh, good job, Dog. You've earned some rest. Take a nap.
He's snoring almost immediately.
I give him a little ear scratch. Pat on the head.
This dog has the foulest breath of any animal you've
How
ever
dare
smelled.
you? That's my baby you're talking about. How dare.
Still have Sechem 9. You are picking out everything super vividly, and he stinks of death.
Oh.
Like, you can physically taste the fear and depression and, like, gluttonous satisfaction coming out of his maw. What do, folks?
Do we have any idea where the other mummy is with the amulet?
Let's see if you have to roll for Kefir at this point. Goddamn, Kefir.
How do we roll that?
I'm having a look. Kefir, 212. Okay, and then that sends me straight over to page 193, because nothing can just be a roll by itself in Chronicles. Okay, investigation.
One of these days I'm gonna dig up Eon and show you guys the most fantastically well-made Swedish RPG ever made.
I have no particular dislike for Swedish RPGs, but I feel like I have yet to hear of a Swedish RPG that Swedes don't trumpet as, guys, you'll love this, it's the worst thing. Like, every single one, and there's like 5 big Swedish RPG names.
There's a couple of editions of Dark Demoner that is pretty decent. There is Mutant that has a, like, fanatical cult following. There's Cult, which has a fanatical cult following. That got translated into English.
No, I know Zach gave me the rulebook at one point.
Yeah. So I'd say those are probably the ones. That people go like, this is the best thing ever, not the shittest thing ever.
Oh my god, okay, all that looking through things, and what does it eventually say? You can roll basically anything for this. For Christ's sakes, why did you link me through 3 separate... Okay,
How about intelligence investigation?
Intelligence investigation sounds delightfully fair. Let's do that, shall we?
What's my difficulty?
Difficulty is static, remember, it's number of successes. Your diff is 7.
3 successes.
Okay, 3 successes on a Kefir intelligence. I probably should have asked perception investigation, actually. Yeah, no, it does not, and it's a Kefir, so really it should have been +2 pool mod. So it does not take very long at all for you to catch the scent of the artifact you're tracking. It's sort of metaphysical disturbance, a vague, lingering taste of... You know what? I don't have strong notes on the artifact. And Nikki is playing our amulet expert. Nikki, what do you think the resonance, the emotional resonance of this amulet is? What is it likely to have its powers focused around?
I mean, from what the mummy's done so far, elemental, maybe?
Fair. So you taste oxidized air, pure lightning afterbirth, the tang of a storm on the wind. And it leads you back the way you came, and down into the murky, churned depths of the Nile. As
I walk towards it.
As the two of you spot it, you notice in the distance Adiris and Nepti, Anakh Sun-Amun quietly stalking along the opposite side bank. And you realize that she's already on the trail over there.
Cool. That means we don't need to worry about her.
Yeah.
So, do we have to swim, or can we kind of do the hippo thing and just walk along the riverbed?
You can walk along the riverbed.
Wait.
In fact, I think you both pumped your pillar points, right?
Yeah.
So you're both currently at strength 10. Water parts fairly easily for you right now.
I'm just going to walk along the riverbed.
Yeah. Let's go find that plane.
Pirates of the Caribbean the shit out of this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Except we don't even need a boat.
The two of you look at each other and then begin wading directly and immediately into the Nile, going at a fairly rapid pace as you clip faster and faster, closer and closer to the artifact. It's a bare minute or so before, above the waves, Anakh Sun-Amun catches what appears to be a large, or at least very fast-moving object or pair of objects underwater, coming straight for the weft being cut in the waves by the unnamed mummy. It doesn't take a genius to work out that that's either Dog or your compatriots. What are we doing, Anki? Anki and Anki.
I can't use any of my magic yet, can I?
You can use affinities, but not utterances.
I don't remember what most of these are. Well, 2 of them anyway. It's been that long. I need to write notes of what each of my affinities and utterances does. I'm gonna keep pace with my companions, and I'm gonna see whether they manage to, I guess, stop the other mummy or surround the other mummy, or whether they're just following the other mummy. But I'm gonna keep on the bank, and I'm gonna keep following the mummy, keep my original plan of waiting until they come out of the river.
Fair. And for the record, I think Dreams of Dead Gods is for starting cults, Palace Knows Its Pharaoh is for building manipulation, and Rite of the Sacred Scarab, I don't remember, but I suspect is Scaraby bullshit.
I think it... I can create...
I have 2 of the same options.
I can create a scarab amulet, I think, on the first level of it, but I don't remember exactly what it does off the top of my head. I know amanuensis gives me different tongues. Allows me to understand, like,
everything
around me. And enlightened senses allows my senses to be heightened.
I would just put the page numbers in brackets next to them, honestly.
Yeah, I've done the same.
I don't remember what Serpent's Tongue or Amulet of the Envoy is, though.
I'm gonna go with Serpent's Tongue is licky powers.
I think it's more to do with truth power.
Yeah, it's probably
makes more sense.
I imagine it's
just like licky power. licky.
On the other hand, there is the Serpent's Tongue from Vampire the Masquerade, which is tongue powers.
Yes.
I'm very well aware,
John.
John has played his share of setites.
It was just one.
It felt like so many more.
I think 1 is plenty, to be honest.
I mean, I did have... I don't remember what it was called. The one that allowed me to basically make little monster clones of myself.
I remember.
Oh, nice.
We've got the fan art from Sophie around here somewhere.
It's
a big old walking tuna testicle with a crocodile face.
Yeah.
Nice.
He was a good boy.
So, I do not remember where I put my book for this, and it's really annoying me.
Something? Might have pinned something. No, I did not. Oh, although I can repost a spicy Your Nicholas meme for you, Katya. This will tell you all you need to know.
I think I already know everything I need to know. I have a...
This one?
Yeah, I don't have the thing, unfortunately. At least not. I can relink it.
I found Serpent's Tongue. It's on page 54.
Aha.
No, that's just the TLDR version.
That's the only version I know of. Because that's the only place I could find Soaring Falcon as well. It wasn't with the other ones on pages 120 something.
Okay. Is it with the shared with me one? Yes, it might be. Ooh. Is this it? Is this it? Did I find it? I found it.
Excellent.
That one, I'm gonna find it and reshare it. No, I can't find mine either, so maybe this just should live on the desktop for now.
Ah, yes, the words of sin.
I said for now.
And so says everyone who leaves something on the desktop forever.
That's true.
That's really cool. Anyone permanently sacrificing a significant memory may summon the Usheb from Hennet as if they were the mummy's cultist. Oh, so it's your soul affinity. Like your base one.
Is what Serpent's Tongue is, yes.
Yeah. And the serpent improves a character's impression of her during social maneuvering. She gains the informed condition regarding that character. Okay, so if you get one thing right, then you gain the ability to read people. It's free.
Cool.
Damned mummies. Where's my goddamn chapters?
Okay, what does Sacred Scarab do?
Oh, whilst Anaki is looking that up, the two of you catch up with the mummy. Underwater.
What's he doing?
Well, they were striding away from you, but underwater, you can't really see so much as make out their blazing, Sechem-infused aura as they turn to face you, like a golden halo outlining where their limbs move and overlap against their body.
Are they underwater as well?
They are also underwater. You are all underwater. Well,
Okay.
other than Anaki, who is out on the bank.
Since our attributes are so massively boosted, would it be fair to suggest that if I kind of shouted, my voice would be excessive volumes?
Yes. Yeah, I
I'm
can't
just
think of
thinking
any reason why not.
I'm just thinking if we're underwater, then, obviously shouting, talking is less effective. But if we just fucking yell, since we're underwater and have massively boosted physical stats of every kind.
Yeah, you can definitely yell enough that you'll be able to hear them and they'll be able to hear you. But they are also rocking stamina 10, so whilst it may hurt them, you're not going to incapacitate them.
I'm not trying to.
Okay, cool.
So I will call forward at them, sister, why do you strike at us?
I think I gendered them as male.
Yeah, I think you did.
You may
That's
have
it,
done. In that case, yeah, brother, why do you strike at us?
A distant, low rumble vibrates back through the water. You came at me threateningly. You attacked my boat. You launched your water demon. You see the Sechem aura wave a hand dismissively. And now you chase me through the tides.
Dog only attacked you in defense of us after you conjured a storm against us.
We didn't know there was one of us on the boat. Otherwise, we would have approached far more diplomatically. My apologies. Anything from there, we were merely defending ourselves.
So your argument is that you were going to steal from these mortals?
It's not stealing if they're paying us our due.
They've stolen from Myram already.
The other mummy does seem to mellow a tad. You hear a slightly more friendly rumbling through the water. Do you know where the Empire is?
No.
Oh shit, how long ago did I figure out it was? Like 400 years or something?
I think between 1,000 and 2,000, I'm not sure we had an exact number. Or actually, maybe you did.
1,600 years.
Yeah.
Okay, I know not where, but it's been 1,600 years.
We're looking for it as well.
Since I entered the slumber.
1,600 years in the afterlife.
Yes, brother.
Indeed.
I was on my way to interrogate the mortal pharaoh.
Well, funny you should say that. We're headed the same direction.
Would you care to join us?
How do I know you won't come after my necklace?
I have no interest in amulets.
Indeed.
I think I'm going to need a roll to convince there. From, I think, probably both of you, actually. I will take... What would that be? That's probably manipulation something, right? Manipulation and then the highest of empathy or expression. I'd also take persuasion, actually. Or I guess subterfuge if you actually do wish to take the necklace.
I don't give a shit about the necklace.
A deep spiritual part of you does long to have the necklace in a very, addict relapsing type of a way. Not to the point that you can't suppress it, but it's, I guess the closest equivalent would be a vampire in blood is probably the easiest way to explain it. Just because you don't necessarily want this person's doesn't mean that a part of you doesn't want it anyway. Even though you don't have a beast in the same way.
Okay.
What did you say? Manipulation and highest of...
expression, empathy, persuasion, or if you actually genuinely are lying and do want it, then I would also accept subterfuge.
Alright.
Oh, manipulation doesn't get increased with our stat buff, does it? It's just strength, dex, and stamina?
Exactly so.
Fuck it. 2.
Yeah, a decent success from Adiris.
I got 1.
And just about acceptable success from Neferet Nebti.
Amulets are nice, but knowledge interests me.
A fellow survivor of Irem is honestly more worth to us than any trinket.
Agreed.
Be they from the old empire or not.
The mummy nods underwater. I am Merenre of the Markep.
I am Adiris, the Sesha-Hebsu.
Neferet Nebti of the Sesha-Hebsu.
Wasn't there another one of you?
There was.
Oh, yes.
She'll be joining us on shore.
She doesn't say much.
No.
He strokes his chin. Something just about visible through the haze of water and aura sight. I wonder if she's a Markep too.
I do believe so.
Would we know that? Did we exchange
Gives
that?
off a vibe.
Yeah, she does.
She definitely does give off a vibe. I don't think she said it, but...
I'm just straight vibing here.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, but the vibing you're doing is the secret police vibe.
It's a good vibe. Look, the secret police kept Irem running long enough. For all we know, them disappearing might have been the problem to begin with.
It is very true. When you're running a gigantic slave society, having a good secret police force will take you a long ways. You
Note to self.
awful people.
Hey, we didn't run this setting. We didn't write this setting, even. Words are hard.
Merenre. Why do I keep picking ones with bad names? Or, well, not bad names, but difficult to pronounce names. I had easy to pronounce names just on top of it, below that, and in fact on top of that. I had 5 of these names, and the one I chose was the one that was difficult.
Merenre's not too bad.
Mary jumps out of the water, a standing vertical leap sees him spear out and come to land on the bank, not too far from Anakh Sun-Amun. He does a slight backward step, prepared for more hijinks. You must be the Markep.
Anakh Sun-Amun's gonna just incline her head slightly in acknowledgement.
He shakes his head gently. Travelling with 2 Sesha-Hebsu. I think these times are dire.
Wow.
What a dick.
I'm betting they've already tried to seduce the mortals.
Anakh Sun-Amun nods again.
kind of a slut do you take me for?
Do you really want me to answer that?
I don't think we even have.
Yes.
A big one.
Yeah, I don't think you have either, but there's nothing stopping Anakh Sun-Amun from lying about it.
Ah,
She is a secret police officer. She does not really have much in the way of a code of ethics. Lying about you slagging it up with the mortals a little bit for really no reason is absolutely within her bailiwick.
betrayed by the secret police. Who saw this coming?
Certainly not you.
Can't trust anyone these
I'm
days.
pretty sure your judge, Nezza the Flame, would be pretty pissed about that. They like truth. Sorry, Nebba the Flame. It was close. And I can say that because I also follow that judge. I know my shit.
Sorry, I went to get a fucking a suitable GIF and came upon this GIF of mummified Salem the cat. His tiny dumb glasses. Oh my god! I'll cut this.
You will
No,
not.
leave it in.
You will
A
not.
GIF that no one can see of me just losing my shit for minutes at a time.
Yes.
Well, I guess the only people listening to these are us, so fair.
Plus now I
It's a
get to
great
say you
gift.
and leave it in.
God damn it, John.
You asked for this.
Thirsty Kirsty, that's what you are.
You have no idea.
So, the two Sesha-Hebsu presumably make their way out as well, either pedestrianly or likewise with the old vertical spear.
Yeah,
I
would-
shall walk sedately out of the water and up the bank.
uh,
The water seeming to part gently around you, completely unable to impede your pillar-powered progress.
Beautiful alliteration. Keep going, I'm almost there.
And Tired John is weirdly horny. And for Nefret Nepti?
yeah, I will follow Adiris out. Just dramatically emerge from the water, shake my hair in the setting sun.
Presumably activating your clean affinity as you. Yep, there you go. So, as always, shampoo advert flies off you in long, thick, running rivulets. Huge, snake-like whips of water, leaving you completely bone dry and frankly immaculate.
Is that one you can do on others?
Yes.
Would you be so kind, dear?
And if I do,
Thank you.
How are you actioning this, Katya?
oh shit! What's a cool aesthetic for this?
I mean, I'm always a big fan of wrist flourish and then a click of the fingers.
And-
Yeah, I think.
Okay. I think I know what you're going to want to end up doing. So in that case, it sounds like Nefret Nepti brings a single hand up, palm upturned in front of her mouth, and then with one almighty huff, blows a colossal kiss at Adiris. And the moisture flies straight off his body.
Her body.
God damn it, I keep forgetting. Flies straight off her body. It's because we've not got the momentum up on this one, and I keep forgetting, because you don't usually play female characters.
My last character, well, actually, no, my last vampire wasn't, but my last character we actually played was Kamala. She was a female.
Yeah, and that's the only female I remember you playing.
Fair enough.
So,
Oh, yeah, I forgot about Cthulhu.
For what it's worth, I do enjoy John correcting you.
It is funny, honestly.
well, I mean, the correction is required. I do keep fucking it up.
Happens in my other campaigns as well, where I played 2 female D&D characters.
I think it's the fact that Adiris reads to me as quite neuter, and then because masculine voice, my brain goes, so masculine, which is, I guess, also not good.
Which is also kind of exactly my largest sense of dysphoria, but you know.
Oh, I'm sorry, Katya.
No, don't worry. I mean, it's true, but also, like, it's hard to change your wiring around these things.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that you're trying means more than if you could just, do it instantly. I'm just saying it's actually slightly cathartic for me to see this happen to a cis person. It's kind of great.
Well, I'm glad to provide Aegis with some catharsis.
Something.
It is
something
honestly thoroughly entertaining for me.
So, shortly after the secret police agreed that they don't like these Sesha-Hebsu deviants, and the Sesha-Hebsu characters objected to being typecast as slags, the Sesha-Hebsu walked out and proceeded to shampoo advert and flirt at each other.
Yeah,
just
so
polite.
Marinre sort of casually and silently moves himself, so he's not positioned directly in the middle of all three of you, forming a circle. I don't suppose anyone knows how to fix a boat, or indeed sail one. My crew is... He points to a distant bank where you can see the outline of the hippo.
I don't think
I'm sorry?
I don't think I can fix your crew, but leave the boat to me.
The Marquette nods.
We're four somewhat intelligent and capable citizens of the Empire. I'm sure we can figure it out.
I mean, I still have what's it called? Blessed Panoply. I can figure out how to fix a boat.
I don't know if it'll let you make robots to crew it, though.
No, I said I can't fix the crew, but leave the boat to me.
Fair.
I'll do the boat. I mean, assuming I need to fix it out of something, and I'm not sure what else is around to fix it with than the crew. So
you only need the barest of materials, and there is a lot of dead crew, and also you are next to the banks of the Nile, and part of the reason they make the boats out of reeds is that there's fuck tons of reeds, so you have more than enough resources
exactly
to fix the boat. Some would argue you don't need to use the human corpses, and indeed the non-corpses, to fix the boat. But, ultimately I feel like that is a player decision.
That sounds very unsustainable. Like, are we just going to waste them?
What, the humans?
Yeah.
Why would why would we waste them? That's
the
unnecessary.
lesser known aspect of Judge Curti, recycling. Okay.
I will ask Mary which of the remaining living ones is the highest ranking sailor.
It's a little time skip as the four of you trudge back up to the wreckage of the boat, and Nefi Nebti's... Oh wait, Nefi Nebti was... Nebi Nebti was Camera Nebti's slaughter one, so we can do Nefi Nebti. Nefi Nebti and Nebi Nebti. So Nefi Nebti begins laying about the boat, using the remaining dead and dying crew to begin fixing it up.
I'll save one of the dying crew and ask them to teach me how to sail, or explain to me how to sail.
I wonder what condition they're in. They've been savaged by a hippo and probably hammered by an absolute crap ton of Sybaris. So they're like...
Well, I'll find the most alive and functional looking one.
No, I'm just trying to consider what level of lucidity you're getting, because you're basically Cthulhu hammering them with 4 Cthulhu artifacts, which are you, plus the magic backwash from the amulet, I guess, and also they're dying. So that is a talkable state, but probably not the best one. Let's have a look. I think let's get a roll. I will take, perhaps manipulation. No, this is going to be presence, I think. I'll take presence.
Sorry?
Sorry, yeah, I was pausing.
Okay. I thought I'd missed it, honestly.
No, that's entirely fair. Probably presence intimidation, unless you want to try and argue something else.
Well, I'm not trying to intimidate him. Can I use persuasion?
So I want to say yes. How are you persuading this man who's like gruesomely dying and going insane?
Now, the gruesomely dying and going insane is somewhat difficult. I don't fucking know. Asking nicely? Like, I'm not trying to be intimidating. I'm trying to be like open and friendly and
might be slightly difficult considering the circumstances, but we'll give it a go. We'll call it presence persuasion, but I'm going to go ahead and put a -1 difficulty on that. So that -1 pool mod difficulty on that.
All right, so that takes it down 1 dice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Booyah! 2 successes.
I don't suppose you get 10 again on. Do you get 10 again on social rolls or anything?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Fair.
I've got 2 dots in persuasion, so it's not an expertise.
Yeah. In that case, you squat down in front of the least damaged of the crewmen as the corpses of the rest are hauled off by Neferet Nebti to begin work on her work of art. A horrified Merenre watching in the background as she lays about his former crew, pulling them apart. His dog sloshes gently, playing in the mud nearby. It is to this backdrop that you, a living god as far as this dying man is concerned, his arm shorn off at the elbow by a colossal hippo bite.
I know. I'll offer him a better look at divinity before he dies.
You offer him
as a persuasion technique.
A kinder, softer side to divinity. An offer that he doesn't have to go into the afterlife as a sinner, that you can forgive some of his crimes and indiscretions. That you will give him a better look at what it is to see the next world. He stammers out a halting, not quite a phrase of agreement, more of like an awed grunt, as he is struck almost dumb, but just about hanging in there. Alright, I will give you one question.
How do you sail a ship?
Entirely fair.
It's a very large and open question, but he said one question.
It is a large and open question. We'll see how well he manages it. Fucking me on the webcam right now, just... How do I roleplay this? The man begins to stammer out a few halting instructions, telling you to try and angle the wind into the sail, and indeed how to angle the sail to try and catch more of the wind. Telling you the rhythm to keep the oars at, and how many you need to actually meaningfully pilot the boat northwards towards Lower Egypt. There's a lot of other trivial boat minutiae in there, but you get the gist of the basic idea.
Oh.
Yeah, you think you have some idea how one might conceivably pilot a boat. Seems like you need either wind or oarsmen.
Well, we know someone who can summon storms, so maybe he can just give us a breeze.
Yeah.
I'll have to check the fucking utterance thing.
I'm making you work so hard, I'm so sorry.
God damn it. Okay, so roleplay amongst yourselves.
It's not intentional, I swear.
Roleplay amongst yourselves for just a little teeny tiny moment whilst I look some things up.
We should probably make a cheat sheet with utterances and affinities and stuff.
There's gotta be like a mummy cheat sheet out by now.
Yeah.
Mummy 2E.
I mean, I've just written all of mine down in a notepad document, and also got the page numbers next to them on the PDF. And by written them all down, copied and pasted.
Oh Christ, there's nothing yet. It's still too new. Maybe I need to make the cheat sheet.
Might not be the worst of ideas, to be honest.
Because we've got the fucking the thing they provide for the GM screen, and it's not good. It answers so few of my questions. Oh, why didn't I give any input in the beta process? Sorry, discuss the roleplay amongst yourselves as as Nefertnepti goes about her grisly work, and I look something up.
Grisly about it.
You are ripping apart the dead and dying to make them into a ship of bones, fingernails, and skin canvas that you can sail downriver. It is absolutely grisly.
I mean, when you put it like that, yeah, but...
It's very Iramite, I will give you that.
I'm giving their death some meaning.
Reduce, reuse, recycle. Okay, I found it. Doesn't look like they can. It's a storm summoner, unfortunately.
That's inconvenient.
For sure. Adira's going about this, Mary occasionally asking her, has she ever considered taking up a career with the necromancers, perhaps? In the background, fucking Anaki just observing quietly, and Adiris gently interrogating and driving a dying man mad as he tries to figure out the basics of sailing a boat.
Priorities.
It's not very long at all before Adiris feels he's got the gist of things, and Nefi has managed to pull together easily one of the most nightmarish boats the Nile has seen in some time. Lashed together with strings of sinew, binding long planks of bundled bone, with sails flensed or built from the flensed hides of humans, stapled together with their own nails, and for decoration a line of human teeth running along the side of the boat, like trim.
He is attention to detail. It's an aesthetic, and we're leaning into it.
You say to Mary, he takes a single step back, then makes direct eye contact with Anaki, and mutters two words. Not mutters, sort of mouths two words at her, almost invisibly. Sesha-Hebsu.
That's what those two are, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Cool.
That is our guild.
Anakh Sun-Amun's gonna actually smile at that. Like the first smile anybody's seen on her face.
Fucking horny on mane and guild form. Strange horny on mane.
It's not like we
Upon
haven't
seeing
been
the
through this
completed
before.
work, Adirius will compliment. I can't remember the name. I'm so sorry. I can't remember any of our fucking mummies' names.
I usually take the character sheets and arrange them in the top left, so I have a little prompt.
That's a good idea.
Minimize them.
Massively done, sister.
Thank you. It's I took what we had on hand and did the best I could. I'm sure we'll make an impression in Imbu Hedge.
And then I will continue to explain to everyone how boats work and how to sail.
In the background, Mary raises a hand.
Yes, brother.
Are you proposing that we row the boat ourselves?
Unless you can summon a nice wind, like that storm you did.
Heartbeat. His hand lowers.
All of these humans appear to be expiring. We have no spares. Unless we feel like trying to find some more somewhere.
Go find humans.
Couldn't we lash the... And he sort of points over at the hippo.
Oh,
he has
dog.
a name.
If dog is willing, we could have dog.
I think dog needs and has deserved a nap.
Yeah, it's been a scene at this point, so the pillar energy has lapsed out of him and he's tuckered out.
If you're willing to let him rest, I can ask dog to pull us to Imbo Edge. If you want to go right now, though, I think you might need to arrange some weather for us.
He shakes his head. I don't think I can conjure anything so simple as a light breeze. I suppose we'll have to winter here for the evening.
That is acceptable.
Yeah.
So it sounds like the four of you settle down to give Dog a break before intending to have him pull you up most of the Nile in the morning. How long does it take to sail the Nile? Probably a while.
Yeah.
Depends. Are you in a rowboat, a speedboat, or a magic mummy-powered hippo boat?
He's not mummy-powered for more than a scene at a time. Alright, hang on, I'm looking it up.
Even still, he's a hippo. He can just fucking drag it. They're fucking strong as fuck.
I mean, he's still going to get tired. Like, I think the mummy use is less about can he do it and more about, can he do it that long?
And how far can he get us in that time?
Yeah, exactly.
Even if he can, even if he just gets us to the next place, we can get some more humans. That'll work.
That's true.
Looks like I'm calculating. Okay, you're at the average rate of rowboatery, and with the approximate distance you have to travel, it would only take him about 3 days to drag you to Inbu Hedge, assuming he only has to go for about 8 hours a day.
That's not bad.
That's not bad.
It could definitely be a lot worse.
8 continuous hours, but okay, so you're going to give him an evening to rest. Is there anything you all want to do this evening? You're out in not quite the desert. This is the fertile floodplains next to the river. In fact,
the affinities, do they require anything to be used, or can I just use them?
They don't require any supernatural resources. Some of them need you to have very minor requirements fulfilled, e.g. Katya's affinity that lets her MacGyver things requires her to have bare minimum of tools and or resources. So she can't make something out of nothing, but she can make a decent bicycle out of twigs and bat poo.
Okay.
For example.
In that case, since I know which guild this other mummy is in, can I use Serpent's Tongue to find out as much about him as possible through observation?
Yeah, let's have a... John put the thing up, didn't he? So what's Serpent's Tongue?
Yes, I did.
So when the serpent improves a character's impression of her, she gains the fair. Cool, so you need to impress him during social maneuvering. How are we doing this?
Hang on now. Has she not already done this when she dunked on us?
She didn't really dunk on us, he did.
Yeah, exactly.
She approved.
Yeah, fair enough.
That doesn't
If anything, it's the other way around.
So you're going to need to successfully improve his opinion of you.
Yeah, he tits out.
in that case, I think Anakh Sun-Amun is going to sit there and sort of watch everyone for a couple of minutes and then go over to this new mummy. I've forgotten his name already.
His name is...
I don't know if we've been...
Marenre. I think he introduced his name. He introduced himself.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to go over to Marenre and she's going to say very, very quietly but confidently, the amulet you wear. Elemental affinities. Correct?
He eyes you, pupils contracting for a moment in suspicion. Yes. I was wearing it when I woke up. I can feel the power coursing through it. The last fragment of old iron.
Fascinating. I could feel it while following you down the embankment. Interesting. I was wondering where you'd gotten it. My name is Anakh Sun-Amun. It's the first time that if you guys are listening at all, it's the first time you've heard her name.
I am listening intently.
She has a name.
He nods in recognition. I don't know if we've met before. I don't even know the circumstances under which I got this. All I remember is death and purgation and vague snippets of the Empire. He snakes a hand around the amulet, cradling it and staring down at it. Do you think it was important to me? It forms a single bronze scarab. At first glance, it looks like it's not particularly well sculpted, but further study reveals it to be incredibly over-detailed. Other, smaller scarabs wrought into its shell in such a way that it appears rough and poorly crafted, when in actuality, it's fractalized. What do?
Anakh Sun-Amun's gonna study the amulet for a minute or so, and eventually say, if you woke up with it on you, then most likely you were buried with it. In which case I would say yes, it was important to you in some way. What way that is, I couldn't say. But we Marquette do have an affinity with amulets. I would imagine it was yours and no one else's.
Or maybe our former masters were particularly pleased with something you'd done and chose to reward you with it.
He traces a single finger over the rough bronze. Maybe.
Perhaps you brought it from the underworld?
He shakes his head at that one. I don't think so. I'm not sure we can dredge things up from there. The judges
Something dredged us up.
He doesn't have a retort for that one.
Whatever the truth, should be happy to help you discover it if you would like.
How long?
Oh, sorry.
How long ago did you return, friend? How long have you been here? And where did you wake?
A day ago. Let me just check something real quick. I awoke in a small village north of the settlement called Wasset. I didn't recognize it as an outpost of the Nameless Empire, so I interrogated some of the locals and made my way towards the most likely source of authority, commandeering the boat along the way.
We had
That's
a
just
similar
our story
experience.
then.
Yes.
I wonder if any others have awoken.
I wonder how many there can be. He hangs his head again. I just don't remember anything.
Were there any others where you will awaken?
For a moment you're ignored, as the Marquette loses himself in depression at a master of information having no information on himself. None where I awoke. I didn't even really realize there were others than me. For the last day, I've thought I was alone. 1,600 years. So far, for the record, I don't think you've impressed him, Nikki, so much as made him existentially depressed.
What can I say? I have that effect on people.
It was a good line of inquiry. Unfortunately, he's introspective and sad.
Fear not, brother. We will determine what happened.
Yes, we will find more like us, and find whatever remains of Iron. And rebuild.
We have the knowledge, we have the power.
We have the people.
And any we are lacking, we will gain. In both.
He nods.
Anakh Sun-Amun almost to herself kind of murmurs, so ambitious.
Wherever Irem is, it can't be too far. And our loyalty will be expected, I'm sure.
Doubtless.
Note that in your culture it would certainly be expected, just not necessarily rewarded.
Yeah. I'm good with it.
I mean, do we have a choice?
Well, quite exactly. Reward in Irem was the absence of pain, in a very Hellraiser-esque way. I guess that's the opposite of Hellraiser, but still. Took me a second. The mummy you're with, the Arisen, gets shakily to his feet. I'm going to walk out into the desert for a bit. Be alone with the stars. I'll see you all soon.
We'll remain here.
He begins to meander off to ponder his thoughts. What do, folks? You are alone for the first time since you acquired your pet NPC.
I'm gonna go check on Dog.
Dog is sleeping the sleep of a mass-murdering, fuck-knows-how-heavy animal.
I'm gonna gather up some reeds and make him a little blanket and tuck him in.
Aww.
By definition, that has to be a fairly large blanket, and this is potentially a misuse of your fate-given powers, but you fairly easily weave the hippo a delicate blanket.
Alright, I'm sit down, cozy up to Dog. Get some rest myself.
That is fair. Oh, I should probably check and see descent roll after 2 seasons. Yeah. That is going to be a descent roll. It's been about a day or so.
I'll study the stars, try and memorize them.
You may not have memory of your mortal life, but you have a pretty decent memory of the stars, I think. I'm not sure if it was you or Sophie who figured out the sophist thing for the position of the stars.
It was me. Yeah. It was me.
Fair. Look at your sheets. Do you have any actually star-based stuff? Oh, you got a dot in science and a dot in occult. That counts. And what are you up to, Nikki?
Nice.
The boat where it crashed, did it have anything on it? Like, in terms of documents or papyrus or anything like that?
Your boat?
No.
His boat.
Well, his
Either.
boat, the one that crashed. Like, in the debris.
Well, it's been repaired now, but no, not really. His boat didn't. Yours had whatever you brought with you, which I don't think was lots of stuff. I'm pretty sure you left most of it. His boat, he really just commandeered it on the way, so it doesn't really have much of anything at all.
Okay.
Just realizing he commandeered it on the way and lectured you guys for stealing. Mummy energy. Yeah, that is a failed descent roll from Katya, unfortunately.
Indeed.
You go down to second 8.
That's mine.
Oh, close but no cigar from Adiris. You also go down to second 8.
Do we need all successes or something?
We need
no successes.
Yeah, no successes. It's inverted for second
okay.
descent rolls, and only second descent rolls.
And ones don't cancel successes, so you just need to roll no 8s, 9s, or 10s.
Nope.
Sad face.
It's second 8 for you too, as the vital life energy coursing through your bodies gradually begins to siphon off, spilling out into the environment. The land itself seeming to bloom strange new plants, as though the mud of Chem was absorbing your second. Anakh spends the rest of her night going through the debris washed up around shore, looking for any interesting or important documents. Not much turns up, I'm afraid. Adiris spends the night studying the stars. And Neferet Nebti does not need to sleep, but does spend the evening cuddled up with her hippo. It's a solid few hours before Morenra returns. And when he does, he seems contemplative, but perhaps a little less depressed. As with the rest of you, you can all sort of intrinsically sense that his second has begun to flare just a little less brighter. What will happen when you completely run out is a dawning sense of uncertainty that must be surely weighing on all of your minds. Nevertheless, morning sees you pile back into the boat, and with a hastily produced reed-woven rope, lash your hippo to it, and begin trudging trudging downriver towards Inbu Hedge. The first big town, I was going to say the first big town is Perwaja, which isn't too far away, but you will pass minor towns and villages on the way if there's anything you want to stop and do.
Collect slaves.
Sorry, that was 2 people at the same time for me.
Collect slaves.
Oh god. Let's go in that way. Well, yeah, you're wrong.
The boat's not going to row itself.
I mean, it
is ancient Egypt, and Katya, what was your thing?
No, I was asking if we were going to go collect some crew, so I guess I was basically asking the same thing, just more politely.
Now, define your collection here for me. Is this a purchasing sum, or is this a press gang thing?
I mean, we seem to have a very persuasive effect on mortals to begin with, so, I'm sure if we just ask nicely, we can find some people who'd be happy for a free trip to Impu Hedge against, like, they get lodging on the way, they just need to, work on the way.
That is
I like to use
true.
the term divine encouragement.
And for my sins, this is not the first time that they have magically ensorcelled an entire village.
Exactly.
And then taken them far away from home.
Yeah.
We didn't take them that far.
I guess not, that's true, but they never got home again, so...
So, let's go flirt with some mortals and see if they want to, row a boat. Great work, Dad. Yeah.
Alright.
We'll put the good word in with the Pharaoh.
Let me have a speedy check. When do they actually start getting a chance to roll for Sybaris? Of course that's not in the bloody cheat sheet. God damn it, Onyx Path! Oh, Cypress. The second door open the point. Oh, okay. Cool. So it looks like as long as you don't do a bunch of different things, you shouldn't actually be activating the Sybaris in them straight away. But fortunately, you have been mostly doing those things at the time. So, no retconning required. That said, it doesn't mean you don't still inspire divine awe in them. So, I guess, who wants to lead the cult-forming operation? And in fact, I'm going to walk that question back. Who has their cult specced out?
I knew there was something I forgot.
I specced out the points, but I didn't pick all the bands and stuff. I figured I'd do that when it came up, but...
I think, ironically, Ollie was the only one who had actually fully specced out his cult.
Unfortunate. Well, as Katya's is the most specced out from the looks of things. God, your dominance is atrocious, Katya.
I don't have any dominance in mine.
I don't think you could just straight up buy dominance, could you?
Where was the...
I think you automatically started with like one.
Maybe you did.
And I didn't really see a way to raise it, I think.
Well, let's have a speedy look.
Or maybe I just missed something. I was I was not in a happy place when I sat down and filled this out.
Fair. Just 1 second.
Yeah, like dominance may only be increased with cult beats. I kind of read that as like you can't raise this.
I'm not seeing where dominance is in the cult. Oh, hang about. I think the cat wants to get out. I'll be right back with you guys.
Don't forget to mush the kitty face.
Indeed.
Did you want to get out, Bass? No? You going to come back in?
Yeah, so you start with one dominance, and it seems the only way to raise it is by spending experience points in it, and it has to be experience points earned with cult beats, which I don't know what it means.
Cult beats are experience that you earn, I think, from your cult doing stuff, or doing stuff for your cult. God damn it, why are there 3 different types of experience? Mummy?
Oh. It's a bit over-engineered.
We'll streamline World of Darkness, and in the process, add a million things!
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you have the most fleshed out cult, Katya, so you are going to get to roll to put people into that cult.
Alright, what do I roll?
That's probably presence persuasion, I guess?
Oh.
You're still at second 8, so we'll give you a +1 pool mod.
Okay, so... persuasion, you said?
Yes.
I think I could spend pillar points to raise social attributes, but for now, let's just roll, I guess. I'll make
a facet of your soul, yeah.
Yeah, I
do
think
we
so.
gain pillar points or anything as we sleep?
No, you have to meditate to them. And there's a few ways to get them back. If I remember, meditating is the easiest one, but you only get to do that a limited number of times per chapter.
That is 4 successes.
So it's affirming your decree. You have 2 ways of doing that are listed in your I think it might be your soul affinity, which is the power of one, I want to say. You can get ones back that you've put into invested cultists. You guys don't have any of those at the moment. If your tomb has a relic in its life web, you currently don't have tombs, relics, or life webs, which leaves cannibalizing vestiges or even artifacts. That's where you take a magic thing and you eat its power, which the judges do not like, but which you can do, and they can't really stop you. Unless they have a Ben Bennett available, in which case they can try. And finally, there's meditation, which is once per chapter, a mummy may spend a scene in meditation, taking refuge in her memories and sense of self. The mummy's player rolls her memory as a dice pool, and each success provides 1 pillar point of the player's choice. You can't use willpower on it, but if you meditate in your tomb, you also add your geometry rating to the dice pool, which is why you want a nice shiny tomb.
Okay. Alright.
Sorry, where were we at there, Katya?
4 successes.
4 successes. As the boat pulls up alongside a fairly small farming village, as indeed most of them are by the banks of the Nile, but one you can see that has quite a few active labourers in the fields. Neferet Nebti descends from the side of the boat. What's your pitch to these hapless farmers who are about to become enslaved?
No, we're taking them on the adventure of their life. They get to see the capital city. I'm sure many of them have dreamt of that. They might even get to meet the pharaoh. They get to spend, a cozy boat trip with literal divinities, such as myself.
So your pitch is, come on, anonymous gods, wacky fun ride. It'll be a free holiday.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you got 4 successes, so you spin them a yarn of the exotic delights on offer in the capital. You tell them about how they will get to bask in the presence of actual divinity, and that this is a once-in-a-lifetime thing for which they were chosen specifically, and though you will not force them, those who refuse your offer will doubtless feel the weight of their sin weighing on them forevermore. They may even meet the pharaoh, until the last couple of minutes, most living embodiment of the gods in all of Kem. Until 4 gods rocked up in a boat, but still.
Sounds like the start of a bad joke.
This tale, straight out of a priest's whispered, I guess they don't have sermons, but whispered retelling? Festival performance.
Yeah.
Let's hang it out.
Come on, hot gods party cruise on the Nile. What's not to like? Come on.
Sorry, Diva was about to come in, and she is a very loud cat who makes old lady noises. She's lovely, but it would be a million old lady noises.
Oh shit, I have met Bass, but I haven't met the rest of your cats.
Yeah, they're good cats. Do you live near now?
Yeah, I do, 15 minutes. 10.
What was I going to say? What's the thing? Where are we at? So, you successfully convince 24 of the village's best and strongest to abandon their lives and homes and come with you on Neferet Nebti's magic party boat. I feel like this is probably a good time to give your cult its first doctrine. What's your judge's sphere?
I don't remember. I have forgotten. I don't even remember who my god was. My god was...
Kurti, according to your thing.
Yeah.
Was that the snout?
I don't know. I think it might have been Flaming Lion or something. I don't know. I seem to recall picking it based on the aesthetic of the thing.
Okay, having a look. The 7 judges that most serve. None of these look like a judge named Kurti, which means we must have got it out of first edition. Fuck. Here we go, okay. Kurti, here we go. The Double Nile Source, a lion-human hybrid with lion legs and tail, but the body and head of a human. And Kurti's sphere was impure intercourse. You're playing a smut writer.
Beautiful.
That might have been why I picked it.
Okay, I guess it's impure unless it has the mummy's say so. So your whole shtick is presumably that you can license people.
You can
to do
gatekeep
it.
porn.
You're a sexual gatekeeper, is what I'm hearing here.
Yeah.
He said reluctantly. What does anyone have any ideas for what Katya's first cult doctrine could be? Bearing in mind that at least one of them, not necessarily this one, but at least one of them, does have to be related to your god, your judge's sphere.
Who's your judge, Katya?
That's the judgemental catboy.
God damn it!
I played so much.
That doesn't tell me the name.
Such a fucking unhelpful statement.
The name is Kurti.
Tell me I'm wrong.
You're not technically wrong.
How do you spell it?
I put it in Discord. Meanwhile, somewhere in the 1900s, a mummy scheming, yes, I will force all the keyboard layouts to sound like the name of my god. Then people will honor Irem with their every type.
Oh shit! Why is a good doctrine?
I was kind of waiting because it sounded like Nikki had one in the chamber.
Yeah, I guess it did.
No, because I was trying to work out who the fuck, what the fuck, where the fuck.
Oh, I will snip the. I honestly just got it. I found it in the list of judges on the White Wolf wiki. Ignore the stuff off to the right hand side, but everything from impure intercourse and left is relevant. What a phrase. Okay, in which case.
You could do something with Voice of Temptation.
But you could go a very different way and go like hippies and free love and shit.
Your god is not a big fan of free love.
Not my god.
That's true.
If you do Voice of Temptation, you could essentially have your followers do exactly what you're doing right now and hype up this great place full of gems and jewels, and it's paradise, and you'll be looked after by divine beings, etc., etc. Sort of like Jehovah's Witnesses.
Except no temptation, but the cults.
Exactly.
Kinda like that.
Yeah, but the cults is like a religious rite as opposed to just temptation, you know?
Yeah, but you have to tempt people into the cult.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's...
Think of it like a cult pyramid scheme.
I thought that was so shtick.
Or indeed, the goddamn motherfucking Setites.
That too.
Not playing one of them at the moment.
You're not, but Katya's currently found it. Okay, alright, well, add it to your sheet then, Katya.
What do I type? You phrased it.
Except no temptation, but the cults. Do we want to give it a name now as well? Because you get to give your cult a name.
I might need to think on that. I hate naming things.
Neptie's Nippers? I'm honestly just trying to steer it away from anyone calling their cult the cult of fucking Greg again.
Spoil sport.
So's not here.
Yes. I don't know if any of you can hear that, but that's Diva in the background yowling for attention.
Aww.
And nothing else. Yeah, so other than Nebty's Nippers,
tell you what, let's make that the working name. I'll think of something else.
Followers of Divine Sensation.
Well, that's a good one.
That is fucking perfect. God damn it, Ewan. Like, it's almost like, you know, you come up with funny, cool shit as a vocation.
I mean, theoretically, but in practice, no. But this falls under chaos cult naming things, and I've been doing that shit since I was like 8.
Yeah, fair enough.
I may not be good at many things in life, but if you need a vaguely interesting sounding cult name, I can come up with some pretty basic bitch options in some pretty basic bitch timeframes.
Well, I mean, that is absolutely perfect.
Oh, congratulations, Katya. You have our first kind of fleshed out cult.
Yay!
You need to select a virtue and a vice. I generally they are emotions of some kind. Do any strike you?
I mean, desire is always a good emotion. Horny is a pretty good one. It's a little bit inappropriate.
Accept desire. I feel we might want to limit horny. If nothing else,
we or you?
Speaking as the person who has to play the horny NPCs, me, very much me.
Also, the word you're looking for that is lust.
Ooh. Actually, I think I like desire better.
Desire and lust are very different things, though.
Yeah, that's true.
It was the actual one for horny.
Yeah, true. I'll figure out a vice. Keep going. We've spent long enough on me, I think.
So, where were we at? Yes, Nefret Nepti, you have just begun your cult. The, what was it? Followers of Sensation? Seekers of Sensation?
Otherwise?
Followers of Sensation.
Alright, Slanesh.
The crossover we need. Oh, that'd be a time. And despite the cries from the village as they see their farmers begin to get on this gigantic boat, willingly following the spell of this divine creature luring them back, you don't stop. Or at least, you don't stop them coming on the boat.
They're welcome to tag along too.
You can go into the village and recruit more.
I mean, we have 24 people now, right? We have 24, you said.
Yeah.
How many do we need?
It's a decently sized boat, but you've probably got enough. You also have 0 food and water.
Well, we'll have some extras bring it along. Also, if we have spares, we can work them harder and then substitute them out more frequently.
Katya, it's your cult.
You make a very good point.
Yeah, after a little bit of rushed discussion between the gods on board, or at least between the Sesha-Hebsu as the Marqueps stare on silently, perhaps judgmentally, perhaps neutrally, Nefi Nebis descends out of the boat again and strides into the village, speaking her message to all who will hear. If you're sturdy enough to row, you're welcome on the boat. Whatever supplies you want to bring with you, likewise. People begin ransacking their homes as they slowly, one by one, and then faster and faster, fall under your spell. More than one small group of crying, I guess technically orphaned children as their parents desert them to get on the god boat. But that's not your problem.
Indeed.
Because you're Nefi Nebti and you've got a boat, and now you have the people to row it the fuck away from these screaming kids.
Oh, what a fucking motivation. I don't want to be near the screaming children anymore.
Remember, everyone, it's not theft if you're the government. And who is a bigger government than multiple gods?
I mean, that would be Iron.
That
The
is
judges.
true. Yeah, alright, those are 2 bigger... Alright, fair. There are at least 2 bigger governments, and I guess the actual gods as well. That's 3. Fate, 4. None of these people know any of that, though, as far as they're concerned.
We are the height of divinity.
Exactly. When in actual fact you are barely celestial middle management. Ransacking their own
We're
village for
upper
supplies.
lower management.
Sorry?
We're upper lower management.
You're definitely out of lower management, I would say, but you're the lowest of the middle management.
Hey, that's good enough for me.
That's higher than most in the Immortal Order. Yes. So, after thoroughly ransacking the village for the best of recruits, some fighting breaks out, but, Nefi Nebers is able to more or less take who she likes, and thus only take the winners, presumably. And supplies, you set off again, this time with Dog trotting alongside and beneath the boat, catching up as you come to turns and things, rather than being forced to pull it. The recruits have thoroughly fallen under Nefi Nebi's spell, and she continues to preach to them about her ways and opinions, about sin and what isn't sin, with an absolutely top-tier, in no way lower middle management, celestial government license.
Are there any women on board?
Yes, several.
I would like to take turns sitting with the ones that are not rowing, individually, one at a time, and ask them to tell me about their village.
Cool. What type of thing are you hoping to learn?
Anything and everything.
Sure.
Like how long they've lived there as a village, what they do as a village, what they contribute, what they know and understand about the world and processes and...
Yeah, fair. So you're trying to get more of a holistic view of this age.
Yes.
I will take... Let me look at your sheet real quick. It's Nikki's sheet. It's the wrong sheet. It's Katya's sheet. That's John's sheet. I will take, I think, presence persuasion, please. And they're pretty. They're not necessarily feeling good or secure, but they're high on recent cult intake and a strange newfound loyalty. Many of them have just immediately found. So I will give you +1 pool one.
Oh, thank you. 60-10. Yeah, 3 successes.
Nice. Yeah, the village has been there for 4 or 5 generations at the very least. Sorry.
For what it's worth, a 7 is not a success. It's 8, 9, 10.
Oh,
I thought
2
we
then.
looked this up, isn't it? 7 is a success?
No. I re-looked it up today.
Hold a sec, that's completely fucked my head.
I mean, you're the game master. If you say 7 is a success, 7 is a success.
They're the goddamn rules. There's got to be rules in this book somewhere, right? Right.
This book is terribly indexed.
So mad. Why are they always like this?
There you go.
Huh. Okay, fair play. It's either a very convincing deepfake or the rules, so...
I like the idea that it's a fucking deep fake.
I recognise...
Because the rules are different to what they usually are.
Just arranging some characters over here. God, these bloody Egyptian names are all so fucking long.
Yeah.
That's why I picked a Babylonian name.
Is it really why?
No. Not at all. I picked Adiris because of plague.
Yeah.
So, you speak to the locals from the village, focusing on the women for some reason specifically. And they tell you much of this age and era. They tell you that the village has been there for at least 5 or 6 generations. That's about as old as they can remember. They tell you of the great works of the pharaoh further downriver, and of the long reign of the current pharaoh, something that has slowly begun to decay into a strange lack of majesty. They hear whispers from the nearby major towns that all is not well in the palace. But really all the village focuses on is producing enough food for itself and to pay the taxmen when they come
driving by in their boats. They produce pretty standard stuff, mostly cereals and grains by the side of the great river.
Cereal? Do they have Cheerios?
Not that type of cereal, you god damn it. Screep.
As well as a small amount of pottery, assorted clothing, mostly just stuff they make themselves. Very occasionally they're able to trade for some more, but they're very much a subsistence farming situation. When you sort of try to probe them for information on things like metals, weaponries, magic, they are blank and glassy-eyed. There are comparatively few metal instruments in the village, and those that are either purchased at great expense or hand-me-downs from prior wealthy generations. Religiously, they seem all over the map. You recognize many of the gods and goddesses, even some of the rituals that they discuss, and priestly garbs, but it's all a strange solar cult focused on looking upwards towards the sun and not downwards towards the pillars of the earth.
I will gently correct them on their mistaken worship.
Yeah, they're currently learning a whole new religion, and they just, most of them gave up family for this. So yeah, they're very malleable as far as like, yep, you worship spines pointing down into the earth? Absolutely. Judges of death? Gotcha.
I will put a particular focus on Never the Flame.
I don't think they know who Never the Flame is, but they're very willing to learn.
Oh yeah, I mean in my teachings.
Nephi Nevers, you can see Adiris is wandering around, speaking to people very surreptitiously. Presumably your fellow Sesha-Hebsu...
I'm doing it openly, I'm not trying to hide anything.
Presumably your fellow Sesha-Hebsu is supporting you and in no way trying to undermine your cult and replace it with his.
Look, I'm not jealous.
I wasn't at all trying to undermine your cult, but I'll take it anyway.
You're talking about your god!
Yeah, and?
It's her cult! She has a different judge!
I mean,
that.
It's my cult, it's not my judge's cult, I'm sure in...
It is your judge's cult as well.
Look, we share at best.
Yes, with you on the... You know what? That's fine. You can try and squeeze your judge out of the cult entirely. You're allowed to do that. Let's see how judgemental, irritable Catboy reacts to that particular blasphemy. It might take him a bit.
What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah.
What's Anakh up to whilst this is car crashing in the background?
Hey! I was very successful!
No, not you! Fucking Nephi Neber is setting up a giant spiritual middle finger to the half-senile death god that lords over her soul and literally owns her.
My problem.
No, because you have a different judge. Your judge, if anything, is going to be quite pleased. Sniping a cult of a different judge out from under them? Good job. You never, ever will get a thumbs up from your judge. But the closest to it is feeling like the scorn ease up a little bit, and that's about the best they do. But, you know, it still counts. They're never going to pat you on the head and call you champ, but they might grunt in a less than disapproving manner. Yeah, Anakh, how are you doing as the boat has filled up with squishy humans? You and Mary sat at the back.
So we're on the boat, right?
Yep, and the boat has continued off downriver. It has got, I don't know, a couple of dozen or slightly more than now, I suppose, humans on board, as well as a bunch of extra supplies and things. All of them seem to have signed up remarkably willingly to get on the nightmare boat. You know, the one with the trim of human teeth.
I don't know what you're talking about. It's fantastic. I don't think I'm going to do anything in particular because there's not much that I can do, if that makes sense.
That's fair.
I think the only thing I might do is maybe grill a couple of people on whatever history they know. I don't know if there's anything more that can be added from what Katya already got from her little minions.
That was a dearest. Katya, in fact, Nephi Nevers has asked 0 questions of these people. Nephi Nevers is mostly
That's not
focused
true.
on...
She did ask one question. Do you want to go on a voyage to see the pharaoh mummies?
That is technically true. That's fair. She asked that one question, even multiple times, in fact. But she's mostly focused on brainwashing people hard and fast.
Yeah.
The spectrum. Brainwashing, Inquisition, and in the middle, doing both. Sure. So, I will take manipulation investigation, please, from Anakh, and I'm just guessing you're doing this quite subtly. As before,
yeah.
I will give you the same +1 pool mod that Adira's got.
Okay, so you just say manipulation investigation.
Yep.
Okay. With an extra dice.
Yep. Is 2 successes. Yes. So, on 2 successes and a focus on history, Ewan has to read the history of the area. And we have less than a minute of session left. So, I think you'll get your history next time.
If we remember.
Well, let's put it in the reminders, shall we? So,
yes.
Reminders for next session. Does anyone have anything they want noted down?
We made friends with Mary.
Yeah.
I can't remember what his actual name is because as soon as I tried to memorize it, you then called him Mary. So now all I can imagine is him as a hobbit.
I'm pretty sure it was Meme.
His name was Marenre.
Marenre.
He's Mary the Marquette, who logically must surely follow a god whose name begins with M. Such as...
Mary
Marquette.
Marquette.
Nentuf, seer of what is brought forth. A naked human figure with a neck collar and a ceremonial mask with 2 bull horns. His sphere is despoilment of the body. What he's the weird, you won't get a tattoo whilst you live under my roof god.
Look, all these gods seem simultaneously kinda horny, but also very judgmental.
Yes! The first name of their title is Judge.
And?
Dear.
So,
you made friends with Mary the Marquette. I should probably note down his judge so we don't forget. Any other reminders?
Katya has cult now.
We've abducted another village.
look,
it wasn't me.
It was a little bit on purpose.
It's a literal team building activity.
Yes. Convince an entire village to go on a team building activity.
Anything else?
Dearest undermines the cult. Immediately.
Anything else?
And the... Fuck, I've already forgotten your name. Nikki was about to receive the history.
Yes.
Or what the village knows about the history of the land.
Fair. Anything else?
I don't think so.
Not off the top of my head.
Cool.
Oh yeah, that we're off to see the Pharaoh still.
Probably a good one to
We're
keep
off
in
to
mind.
see the Pharaoh, the wonderful Pharaoh of Egypt.
of ours.
I fully expect to get there next session. Should be fun. Reminders. No, we've just done reminders. What the fuck, you? Feedback. Anything you liked, anything you disliked, anything you'd like to see more of or less of next time.
No, I think it was good, even if we were missing a couple players.
Yeah.
Yes, I would like a session where everyone is there and functional.
I think we were pretty focused this time, which I quite liked, and we were good at moving things along. The main blocker was me going, oh fuck, but oh no, an extended travel section, yeah, that's not a lack of the fucking GM equivalent of the loading buffer.
Yeah, we got a little bit distracted, but not as much as usual, which was quite nice.
Yeah.
Insert dial-up noise here.
I would definitely like to try and keep this a little bit more. It's also, I feel like we're starting to get the system a little bit more and to ignore some of the more... I'm sure the rules work very well for some tables. I think I am really taking to heart the idea of just let's wing it. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
I also feel like when we were distracted this time, it was still more on topic than off topic.
Yes,
Yeah.
It was less
Very
random shit posting and more like extrapolating from the situation, but then getting back to it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which is also definitely nice. So yeah, good feedback all around. Another point, I completely forgot it. Well, questions? Anything anyone was narratively unsure of in that session? Is everyone following the plot?
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I did want to check. So, the amulet, because it's a magical artifact,
Yep.
is addictive and something that we all crave. But because it's a specific type of artifact, means that Nikki's particular guild is much more into them than our guild.
Yes, they're both more into them, and they are able to wield them without the drawback, essentially.
Okay.
Guilds
So I'd be
usually...
looking for like a book or a grimoire or like a stone tablet or like that kind of thing.
Yeah, texts, generally. I don't think books have been invented in that sense, but yeah, like stone tablet, massive stone monument, stone slab, or papyrus are probably... I guess tattoos, technically, as well, could be a vestige at the very least for you.
Ooh, very cool.
One that you might want to put some effort into preserving, but it's not undoable.
That reminds me of a D&D character concept I had.
So artifacts are... it's something Planescape. Artifacts are...
No, don't worry, I'm not going into it now.
Essentially living... Well, not living. Artifacts are like congealed Sekhem, almost, into specific and miraculous forms. So the amulet he's got is part magic life juice. And they're supposed to be returned to the judges. I don't think you guys know this overtly, but you kind of know it intrinsically, that they belong to Irem, they belong to the judges who own Irem, and thus all of the amulets, all of the artifacts in the world theoretically need to be returned to Duat, down to the underworld. So you need to take them back to your tombs, and then they get dragged down to hell with you. And then you get eaten by demons for a while as your reward for a good job. But also sometimes mummies keep them for a little while or a long while to help them in their duties if you find a particularly useful one, in a very Millennium Items-esque way. Yes. Any other questions?
I think we're good.
Yeah.
Thank you for clarifying that.
All right.
Yeah, I think we're okay.
And I guess it's technically feedback as well. This is really growing my confidence for... I wanted to do mummies on Mars at some point.
What?
It was a thing that they had in... I think it was in the original rulebook in first edition, is like, yeah, hypothetically, even if you nuked the entire Earth, mummies would reincarnate on the next nearest viable place, which would be Mars at the next Sothic turn. and then that got expanded into a little like playable section in the list of alternate suggested settings and futures and things for second edition. And I don't know. I guess I want to do a Mummy the Curse game set on future Mars.
That would be hilarious.
Yeah.
So consider this the prep work for that, and naturally the characters can either be the same or old characters can come back as NPCs and things. So you best hope Sophie enjoys playing her goddamn Camarera Nebty, because if she's an NPC, y'all are going to be fucked.
She enjoys. I'm saying this now. She enjoys.
I don't know, great villain for a campaign, that. Immortal Mecha
Fucking
Karen
Karen.
after your artifacts. Cool. And then I was going to skip over XP, but I think you sent me something earlier, right, Katya? You found a like shared XP system.
Yeah, there is a part in the book where they suggest doing communal beats, where whenever anyone gets a beat, you put them into a common pool, and when there is like X beats per player in the pool, everyone gets an experience point. That is how they suggest doing communal experience in the book.
I really like that, and especially with our slower rate of like sessions. Yeah, let's definitely do that.
You'd have to tally up all the beats players already have, I guess, and make a pool. But
yeah, what beats does everyone have at the moment? We can do Sophie another time.
I have 2.
I have 3.
Nikki?
I actually don't know.
Should be on your sheet somewhere. You might not have any, for the record.
Beats. I have 1.
Okie dokie. In that case, 5 beats make an experience point. So that means the current pool situation, I think Sophie had a couple, we'll wait till she's back, is...
We can add hers in next time.
Yeah, exactly.
In that case, reminder, add Sophie's beats on.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
To the shared pool.
Good call.
Might I suggest also adding the current number of beats to the reminders?
Yes.
Have a running tally.
So it's 1 experience plus 1 beat.
1 experience plus 1 beat, and we were giving out a beat per session anyway, so that would mean we
1
are
experience
net.
plus 2 beat.
Yeah, you're all currently at 1 experience plus 2 beats.
Nice.
I don't like
How much does stuff cost?
Not a lot. Stuff is very cheap in terms of experience points in Chronicles.
Yeah, because you got to level up to it. Also, It's Mummy, and it's like, well, if anyone's ever going to be super overpowered, I have zero qualms about it here.
We should all be at 1 experience, 2 beats.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I calculate.
Cool.
Cool. And that brings us on then to everyone's favourite part of the session. It's the highlights. Nikki, do you have any highlights for that session?
People finally got to know Anakh Sun-Amun's name.
Yeah.
It's true. It's been a while. Very different types of secret police. I made him very direct when he came out of the water. I was thinking, I know fucking Anaki's going to be scorning the shit out of him, because what kind of secret police officer just openly introduces himself? Anything else?
Sleepy Hippo.
Goddamn hippo
Sleepy
blanket.
baby.
Anything else?
No. I think I'm good.
John, do you have any highlights for that session?
Creating a cult out of another town. And then immediately undermining said cult. Or Katya creates a cult out of a town, Adiris immediately undermines.
It's going to be an experience for that cult in the future. I wonder where they'll get their recruitment methods from. Come back and they'll be kidnapping people. Anything else?
The boat trimmed with teeth.
Yeah. Boat is nightmare. That should probably go on the list.
That's not what I said.
No, I'm adding it to the reminders.
Okay.
But you mean boat is a work of art?
Yeah, flesh art.
I'm not sure most settlements you sail through will recognize that once they see the, like, eyeless, tongueless face holes in your sail.
I'll be
They will when I glow my eyes at them.
I'll be happy to explain it to them.
Big old empty pyrex baking thing, noses flapping and deflating gently in the breeze.
Pyrex tin noses.
Any other highlights, John?
No, that's everything. I mean, that sentence you just said a moment ago.
God damn it.
I can't help it. That's your fault.
Any highlights of that session, Katya?
Row us away from the screaming children.
They came. They kidnapped my parents. They left with all the sandwiches.
With all the sandwiches.
I mean, this is a
They'll
subsistence.
figure it out.
This is a subsistence village. Those children will starve.
Nah, they'll figure it out. They're bright kids.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I'm sure another mummy will come along in a year or two and pick them up, and they can go on their own adventure.
I feel like the nightmare boat that lures people into slavery is probably going to get a bit of a mention somewhere. Anything else?
Yes, the Mary instantly just trashing us, knowing nothing else about us than, like...
Yeah, that motherfucker!
Just knowing what guild we belong to, and he's instantly like, oh, those are like... I don't know. Yeah, a bunch of sluts. Which I don't even think is what the guild is known for. Like, what Sesha-Hebsu hurt you, man?
Strictly speaking, it's not what the guild is known for. I'm kind of backwards stereotyping off of the people playing Sesha-Hebsu.
Oh, okay. So this is a personal attack, is it?
Yeah, a little bit.
Perfectly reasonable. Have a nice day.
He wasn't wrong.
Because we've done the thing in Dark Heresy where we have the gene seed for their legion is typical. The gene seed they have in them is considered typical for their legion. So how the players act defines how the NPC legionnaires act. So I'm not strictly doing that here, but I also like the idea of how you guys act is kind of how your guilds act. So your rampant horniness is going to be infectious for the rest of your poor, unfortunate nerd guild.
Hold on. Iris has not been horny at all.
That is actually very true.
She has done nothing but try and obtain information the entire time.
John is not wrong.
Didn't you have a little L'Oreal scene earlier?
That was
You
more...
right?
I mean...
I just asked politely if she wouldn't mind cleaning up the wetness from the river.
I think you should be able to see how all this looks to the secret police from the outside.
Fucking...
They're watching you, and they are
yeah, just wait
upset.
till I burn them down for perverting the truth.
Yeah, I mean, that is kind of their shtick.
That's my shtick!
No, perverting the truth is their shtick.
Oh, yeah.
But then also they're the secret police. They kind of define what the truth is. Truth is a more malleable concept for them. Yes, Mary instantly trashes the Sesha-Hebsu.
Lot shame is the Sesha-Hebsu.
He absolutely was slut-shaming the Sesha-Hebsu. And they're just made out to be, like, bookish nerds.
I am a bookish nerd. I'm not even a slut. How fucking dare you?
It's a John character. Give it time.
No! It will not happen!
Mm-hmm. Any other highlights, Katya?
I don't know. Realizing my god is my judge is a like judgemental catboy does, you know. I don't know. I feel like there's a work of fiction in there.
God damn it. Any other highlights?
No, I don't think so.
Fair. Okay, do I have any highlights? Talking Merry down. Me there, sweating buckets, going, fuck, what's the combat system work like? Oh, Christ, why is all the combat system in merits? Oh, God, we have to... Oh, they resolved it with words. Yay.
You're welcome, by the way.
And also the attempt to charm, inducing existential dread.
I forgot that.
Oh yeah, that was great. That was amazing.
Fucking Anakh slides over. Like, I'm gonna take some wild, educated guesses, show off my knowledge. Proceeds to hit him right in the trauma as his identity comes crashing down around him.
Fucking excellent.
And obviously the nightmare boat.
Look, it's not a nightmare boat.
There were so many reads, Katya. It's literally the banks of the Nile, and you made it mostly out of the former crew. You did not have to do that. You didn't even need to use that many crew.
They were dying anyway.
It was very Ironite, the spirit of recycling involved. I will give you that, and perhaps the vessel reminds you of home. But Jesus fucking Christ!
In full fairness, it's been pretty well established from session 1 that like regard for human life is not a huge concern in this campaign.
Well, or
That's true, not for any of us, really.
Like, one of the 5 basic starting classes, along with the bloody secret police, is Necromancer. So... and these were the major guilds.
Yeah.
Their equivalent of the service industry is the secret police.
I mean, see back to session 1 where I repainted a fucking building.
Yeah,
That's true.
That's like, I feel like that set the tone a little bit.
Well, that was me, like, nudging people a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, you can't play nice, you come from an arsehole society, behave like an arsehole.
That's my point. That it worked. That's what I'm saying.
Fair. Anywho, thank you all for a very entertaining session number 4. Do we have any final words for the recording?
In lieu of Sophie not being here, dicks!